Y'all, we're back with a very interesting video, and I hope y'all like it. So let's get started on the history of U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company. So let's get started. We're going to go ahead and throw us a dipski for the Lipsky of Copenhagen Southern Blend. So why don't y'all pack a dip and we'll get started on this history. 3 times is all you need. Copenhagen Southern Blend. Since we're talking about U.S. smokeless tobacco, why not use Copenhagen? Alright, so let's go ahead and get started on this. Plain and simple. We'll just talk about the history of U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company. As y'all all know, that is U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company, Copenhagen Snuff. Alright, so let's get started, y'all. As y'all seen right there, I have a new mug jug. It is the Thrasher mug jug, pretty sick mug jug. But this might be a really boring video and probably interesting. So let's get started. Alright, in 1822, George Wayman, the inventor of Copenhagen, opened his own tobacco shop in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. So George Wayman opened up a tobacco shop in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania when he first started out with Copenhagen Snuff. Started selling his dip just in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And then in 1905, Wayman and Brothers is acquired by the American Tobacco Company. So they got signed on with the company called American Tobacco Company at the time. They last for a multiple of 6 years until 1911. Following the breakup of American Tobacco Company, the newly named Wayman Broughton Company incorporates and publishes its first annual report showing net earnings to be $77,454. That's just for the net earning. Okay, and then 10 years later, in 1921, Wayman Broughton acquires Joseph G. Dill Incorporated and United States Tobacco Company. So, in 1921, Wayman and Broughton was signed on with United States. No, they weren't signed on just yet. They were required to be on the United States Tobacco Company. And then a year later, in 1922, Wayman Broughton becomes the United States Tobacco Company. So they became the United States Tobacco Company. George Wayman, not himself, but I know he wasn't alive probably back then, because that's 100 years. So it took 100 years to get to United States Tobacco Company. So Wayman and Broughton become the United States Tobacco Company in 1922. So in 1934, United States Tobacco Company introduced Skull, a wintergreen flavored smokeless tobacco. Is what y'all know is Skull. Original fine cut wintergreen is what they come out with. They come out with that. So that was their first flavored dip that United States Tobacco Company come out with. So I hope this is getting interesting for y'all guys. I know it's very interesting to me because I really want to know what the history is about U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company. And as you see, they come out with wintergreen and the natural and the long cut. But we'll get into that here in a minute. United States Tobacco Company in 1961 celebrates its 50th anniversary with net earnings of $3.4 million. If y'all ask me, back in 1961, that's a lot of money, because dip was probably only 20 cents or so back then, probably. I really don't know, because I wasn't alive at that time, but that's a lot of money for that. Okay, that covers from 1822 to 1961. Alright, so let's start on this one. Alright, in 1983, Skull Bandit smokeless tobacco pouches are introduced nationally. So, the Skull Bandit wintergreen was introduced in 1983. If y'all don't know what that is, it's a pouch, but it's they're very small pouches. I think it comes with 20 or so in it. They're very small, they're kind of small pouches. That's what a Skull Bandit is. Alright, in 1984, a year later, Skull Long Cut smokeless tobacco is introduced nationally. The Skull Long Cut, like Skull Long Cut Wintergreen, Skull Long Cut Mint, and stuff like that was introduced. And over 13 years, United States Smokeless Tobacco Company celebrates the 175th anniversary of Copenhagen by introducing the all dips that the dip that you're gonna grow up and dip all the time. Copenhagen Long Cut Original. They come out with that in 1997. They introduced that nationally. A year later, United States Tobacco Company becomes the only smokeless tobacco manufacturer to sign a master settlement agreement with with 45 states attorneys general. The company voluntarily agrees to a series of marketing and advertising restrictions designed to address public concerns regarding youth access to smokeless tobacco. That's when the age limit started, I guess. So, a year later in 1999, United States Tobacco Company becomes a supporting member of the Coalition for Responsible Tobacco Retailing and its We Card efforts. So, We Card efforts is when you walk in the store and you see the big yellow sign and it says We Card. That's We Card efforts. Damn it, my phone dropped. But that's what that means. And 2 years later, the United States Tobacco Company changed its name to U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company to more currently reflect its distinct, I can't say a fucking word for some reason, position in the tobacco industry. Okay. So what that means is, in 2001, they changed their name to U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company. That's all they do now is smokeless tobacco. And in 2009, U.S. Smokeless Tobacco Company becomes the wholly owned subsidiary of Altria Group, making Altria the owner of the primer tobacco companies in the United States. So that's basically the history of U.S. smokeless tobacco. I hope y'all like that. That was just telling you the facts of how U.S. tobacco was found, the U.S. smokeless tobacco company was found, and how it was made. So I hope y'all like that video. I just thought I'd do something interesting for y'all. I know I haven't done something interesting in a while. So I hope y'all like that video. So remember, no matter what you're doing 24/7, keep it all fucking redneck. Remember, you ain't spitting, you ain't dipping. If you ain't packing, you ain't cracking. We'll see you on the dip side. Bye!